am Paula Adams. I am the principal here at Robert H. Jenkins Elementary School. I am very proud to be here. I love being at this school, but I love knowing what this school stands for. I have beside me Ms. Vanessa Champion, our assistant principal, and together we are trying to help our teachers and support them by building our students up to not only be promoted in their academics, but to promote their citizenship as well. If you'll notice, veterans, our special guest, if you will notice, the 6th grade students that are in here, they are the one who sponsored this, came up with the agenda, wrote the invitations, made sure we got the food. So these guys are 6th grade. I just want to give them a big hand right away. So thank you, and thank you. At this time, before we begin our program and introduce others, we are going to have our Interlaken Junior Senior High School ROTC present their colors. And before they begin, I'm just going to tell you just one little bit about them. You have Cadet Major Jacob Malley, who is the commander and carrying the national colors. Cadet Sergeant Whitney Champion, state flag. Cadet First Lieutenant Kenneth Chambers, our rifleman, and Cadet Sergeant Janae Wright, our rifleman. Thank you. Presenting our pledge. We have Emma Stewart, Sophia Manning, Heaven Allen, Aaron Robertson, Taylor Manville, Savannah Orhood, and Louis Maldonado. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, guys. Before we begin the rest of the program, I would like for you to meet some very special guests. And if you didn't realize, we're here for 2 reasons today. Number 1, to thank our veterans. We appreciate you more than you will ever know. I come from a background of military dads, granddads, and so that was all instilled in our lives as well. We appreciate the sacrifice, the things that you do, the things that you stand for. Continue to do that. It is what makes our country great. So at this time, I also want to introduce our school board member, Mr. Phil Leary. I have Miss Sarah Jean McDaniel, who is our executive director. She also is the director of professional development with our leaders in our district. And then beside them, we are gracious and honored to have someone here that we want to memorialize this afternoon, and that is Mr. Robert H. Jenkins, Jr. and some of his family members and classmates. And we have Mr. Leo Granger, who is head of the Seven Sisters Cemetery Community, and he was a classmate of Mr. Jenkins. I've met him many, many years ago and have had the blessings of hearing his story about Mr. Jenkins. We have Mr. Tommy Jenkins, who is a cousin. And we have Miss Ruby Jenkins, a sister. Unfortunately, the other sister that usually comes with her is under the weather a little bit, and we want to send her our very best. So thank you for being here as well. We have some Veterans Day poems. Oh, yeah, we do. We're going to do the school pledge first. So our students that are doing the school pledge, we're going to have them come up here this morning, and that's Carly Sexton, Maddox Cabero, Nova Rathbun, Michaela Eddings, Cheyenne De Leon, Madeline Hackney. Is that it? and Michaela Eddings. All right, you may begin.
I pledge to take responsibility for myself, show integrity in all endeavors, practice safety at all times, and put forth my best effort, because I am a ram on the rise. I rise. I rise. I rise.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. And now we will have Alana Wilson and Jacqueline Caban Salas up for their poems.
Veterans are brave men and women who are still alive today. We thank them for their service and the price they chose to pay. Each day we live in freedom and our memory must not fade. The reason for this freedom comes from sacrifices made. So we celebrate our veterans on the 11th of November. We thank them for their courage and pledge always to remember. Thank you.
Our country is great because it's free for everyone, not just for me. On this day, we take the time to remember and say the kind little rhyme. Thank you for all that you give and you do. Thank you for loving the red, white, and blue. And thank you for a chance to be loved and to be taught. Thank you for the freedom that cannot be bought.
Thank you, ladies. All right, at this time, we're going to have a veterans address, and that is going to be from Miss Jessica Finch, one of our 6th grade teachers.
Good morning. Thank you guys for coming today. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and cherished veterans, today we gather with deep reverence and gratitude to honor those who have bravely served our nation. On this solemn occasion of Veterans Day, we remember the heroes who have selflessly defended our freedoms and protected the rights we hold dear. As we stand here today, let us take a moment to reflect on the immense sacrifices made by our service members. These men and women, many of whom are present among us today, have answered the call of duty in times of war and peace. Their courage, resilience, and unwavering commitment to our country exemplify the very spirit of America. We must never forget the sacrifices they've made, enduring long separations from their family, facing unimaginable dangers, and for many returning home with invisible wounds. It is our duty to support our veterans, not just today, but every day. We owe it to them to ensure they receive the care and recognition they deserve. Each one of our veterans has a story of bravery, hardship, and triumph. We must listen to these stories, for they connect us to the real meaning of sacrifice and service. Today, we honor all veterans, including those who have served in various branches of the military, the Army, the Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. Each branch has played a vital role in safeguarding our lives, our liberties. Together, they have forged a legacy of bravery that inspires future generations, as those in attendance today. In closing, let us take a moment of silence to honor our fallen heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Along with this moment of remembrance, let us also extend our thanks to those veterans who are among us today. Your service has kept our nation safe, and for that, we are forever grateful. Thank you.
We're going to have a couple of kids who we've just found out they learned the preamble, and they would love to come up and recite that. So our students who are going to do the preamble, come on up.
My name is Molly Busamra. My name is Selena Frame. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain in the establishment of this Constitution for the United States of America.
Now we're going to kind of shift a little bit. We're going to talk about our school and why it's named after Robert H. Jenkins, Jr. So with us today is Miss Gabriela Barone, and she is going to give you a little bit of a bio, and following her, Mr. Leo Granger will come up and speak. So they're going to give you a little bit of background of what this is and what it's about.
Robert Henry Jenkins Jr. was born on June 1, 1948 in Interlachen, Florida. He attended Oak Grove Elementary School from 1955 until 1963 and Central Academy High School from 1963 until 1967 in Palaca, Florida. Jenkins enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in Jacksonville, Florida on February 2, 1968 and received recruit training from the 2nd Recruit Training, Battleton Recruit Training Regiment, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Paris Island, South Carolina. He was promoted to private first class on April 1968. Jenkins transferred to the Marine Corps Base Camp, Eugene, North Carolina, where he underwent individual combat training with the 2nd Infantry Training Battalion, 1st Infantry Training Regiment, and infantry special training with the 1st Infantry Training Battalion, completing the latter in May 1968. PFC Jenkins was transferred to the Republic of Vietnam in July 1968 and assigned to Headquarters and Service Company. Later that month, he was reassigned as a scout and driver with Company C, 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion. While serving as a machine gunner with Company C at Fire Support Base, on March 5, 1969, he was killed in action. He was along with his 12-man recon team attacked by enemy fire, mortars, machine guns, and grenades. Jenkins and fellow Marine Fred Ostrom took up position in 2-man fighting emplacement. With a hand grenade was thrown into emplacement, Jenkins leaped on top of Ostrom, shielding him from the explosion and absorbing the full impact of the grenade. He was mortally wounded and presumably awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroic act and sacrifice of life. The Medal of Honor was presented to his family at the White House by Vice President Spiro T. Agnew on April 20th, 1970. Jenkins is buried at Sister Spring Baptist Cemetery in Interlachen, Florida. Thank you.
But I better not do that. However, I'd like to talk about the number 6. No, not 6 eggs. That's a half a dozen. They're cracked. But they're made to crack so we can have a good breakfast. However, not the 6-pack or 18-pack of a cold one, no matter your flavor. Let's talk about the armed force, which consists of a 6-pack. The Army, which was validated the 3rd of June, 1784. Navy, 27th of March, 1794. The Marine Corps, 11th of July, 1798. U.S. Air Force, 1947, which was really part of the armed force, but they spun off and went on their own independently of 1947. And then you have the Space Force, which is the 20th of December, 2019. The Coast Guard, 1915, January 20th, 1915, was a currently service of a recon Marine that was created from that in 1790. Robert chose the Marine Corps. And the Marine Corps, they like to say, hoorah. Is that correct? Hoorah! While I'm at that point, could I please go ahead and have all vets to stand, please? The Congressional Medal of Honor is the highest award that any branch can earn. You don't go and qualify for it. You do way and above the call of duty. Once you're in the military, you're going to do your duty. But when you go way and above and do something as Robert Jenkins did, now, that was a 12-man team put together to go out to recon the North Vietnamese. They was hit with heavy fire that morning. And at that time frame, it took two people to man the machine gun. But Robert discovered that his teammate, because they're a team no matter what, and they're all different walk of life all over. Robert really met Fred Ostrom when they got put the 12-man team. He didn't know him, but not like I know Tommy Jenkins. We grew up together. Me and Robert grew up together. If I see him in trouble, I'm going to do everything I can to save him or whatever. But Robert and Fred didn't know each other. They was put together. But once you become military, regardless of the 6 branches that I call, you rebond. The same as me and Linda Shepard did. Me and Linda Shepard went to Interlochen High School. And Robert Jenkins' events caused us to rebond at Jenkins Elementary Middle School. And the middle school was named Robert Jenkins in 1977. Well, the date is irrelevant. I think it was February and effective in July. And that came off the floor, which they was really going to name superintendents. But someone stood up and said, Robert Jenkins walked the wall at Central Academy. So he should have that honor of being named. The school should be named after Robert. A few years ago, they decided to close Jenkins Middle School. And that's where myself and the team went before the board, and we was able to, my intention was to take it to the high school. For some reason, they didn't want to do that. They told me that I didn't understand because they went to high school there. I said, no, you don't understand, because I was the second class that graduated from there, so we built it from root up. My junior year, they didn't have a band, so me and one of my best friends was in the band. Reginald Moody played drum, I was alto sax. They allowed us to go back to be in the band. Then the 12th grade, that's when they closed Central Academy, and everyone went to either Palaca High, and this side, West Putnam, went to Interlochen High. So I graduated really from Interlochen High School. When I say we do, Sister Spring Cemetery team, we do a scholarship at the high school for 2 recipients, and we do a banquet to fund that. And the first speaker that we had was Jim Kennedy, which was Robert Jenkins' basic training drill sergeant. When it's the same as a teacher, you teach so many, you won't pick up on it, but they recognize you in the public, they would probably come to you, you know. But Jim Kennedy, there's a Lake City, there was a domicile named after Robert Jenkins. Anytime you Congressional Medal of Honor in the state somewhere, there's going to be a building named after, not necessarily in your hometown, but it's in Lake City. Jim Kennedy come to join that group, and there was a bus head that Leonard and Orange Park did a bus head of Robert. And when Jim Kennedy kept walking through the door, he said, I know him from somewhere. I can't picture. So he went down to his basement, pulled all his Marine stuff out, and there was Robert running with the guide on. So right then it clicked. And that was our first speaker. And he came to each event until he had an event with his kids. And he had to make that event. He couldn't be able to make that. We ran all the way up to the COVID kicked in. At the time frame the COVID kicked in, I was in the process of, myself and the team, a process to do the banquet, acknowledge other vets, because so many vets in the area that we don't know you're vets. And a couple of my classmates, I didn't know until I was reading the obituary. And we was in the same perimeter. So now we're in phase 1 of planning the next event, which will be the 17th of May. That's the third Saturday in May, which is Armed Forces Day. And we do accept donations. We did Truett, that had the Caesar bar down there. He did what they call a poker run. No, it's not the gambling poker run. It's when the bars got together and rode their motorcycles all the way around through Palatka, Putnam Hall, came and rallied at Caesar. That was a great, great, great thing. And I'm so happy and I feel so good, and it gave me a good feeling that I was able to bring Robert's name finally home on this great, I would say, sanctuary. Sometimes I forget what title I'm holding, I'm speaking of. I just went to the annual conference right quick. But anyway, another motto that the Marines have: leave no one behind. So if you see your classmate or teachers, I know you're doing, and parents doing whatever you can, make sure that you bring that person along with you in education. The other number 6, this is when you graduate from the 6th grade of this found establishment and you move on to the middle school and on to high school and start your career. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to introduce Miss Sarah Jean McDaniel from the district office. She is going to say a little bit about the school. This is the reason we are dedicating this school officially. We couldn't do it when we first did it. We were coming out of COVID. We didn't have a lot of people on campuses. We're trying to bring all of that back, and I think people are realizing that. So Miss Sarah Jean McDaniel, if you'll let them know what we're doing with this at our school.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here today. I am honored to be here, and I am here representing Dr. Rick Surrency, our superintendent of schools. Dr. Surrency could not be with us today as he is in Washington, D.C., receiving an honor for one of our other schools in the district. But he does send his deepest gratitude and support for this special occasion. Today, we come together not only to honor our veterans, but to dedicate Robert H. Jenkins Jr. Elementary School, a place that now carries the name and legacy of one of our community's greatest heroes. The dedication of this school serves as a powerful reminder of the principles that Robert stood for: bravery, sacrifice, and unyielding commitment to others. It's fitting that we dedicate this school in the town where Robert was born and where he now rests. His legacy lives on in this very building, in the lessons we impart here, and in the young people who walk through these halls each day. This school is not just a place of learning, it is a living tribute to Robert H. Jenkins Jr. and to all who have served our country. As we dedicate it today, we're reminded that education, community, and service go hand in hand. To the Jenkins family, we are deeply grateful for Robert's sacrifice, and we honor his memory as we dedicate this school in his name. His courage inspires us, and we stand with you in remembrance and pride. As we move forward, let us carry the lessons Robert taught us, the importance of service, sacrifice, and honor, and let us strive to embody those values in our own lives for the future of our community and our country. Thank you to all of our veterans that are here today, to the students and to staff and community members. Together, let us continue to honor the past, serve the present, and shape the future. Thank you.
Once again, can we have our veterans stand? Thank you for being here, not only for being a veteran, but for helping us celebrate the reason that we're all here, and that is to truly build our kids and give them opportunities in life. Students, look around at the ones standing up. They truly went into the service to fight for your rights. No matter what your beliefs are, no matter what you believe in, they truly feel you have options, you have opinions, and you have the right to do what you need to do in life as long as you're serving others. Thank you once again. I appreciate you more than you can ever know. Some of you have family that was lost in the service. Some of you had friends standing beside you that no longer are with us because they lost their lives in service. But you guys are here as a living legacy, and we appreciate everything you stand for. Thank you. So we are going to get ready and close out our ceremony. Thank you for joining us today. What we are going to ask of you is stick around. We've got plenty of food. You've got some kids raring to serve you back there. We want you to sit down and have conversations with our students. They want to hear your stories. They want to hear about you. So everybody that's welcome, please stand. I am going to ask, as y'all start moving towards doing that, we're going to have y'all come up so we can get some pictures of the group here under our beautiful arch. Dakota Brock is one of our employees. She's a paraprofessional here that works in our reading intervention lab, and she does this for us. Every time I ask her, she jumps. So if y'all know Dakota, tell her thank you. Once again, thank you for joining us. Feel free to go back and get you something to eat and drink, and we're going to get some pictures up here. Thank you.
One second. I just looked in the audience and I didn't acknowledge when I was speaking. We have an incoming mayor. If I recognize him, Pastor Rick, would you step up here a minute, please, sir? Because I'll let him tell you.
First thing I would like to say is thank you to each and every vet, and most importantly, thank you, 6th grade, for this awesome job that you've done in celebrating and honoring us. I say thank you very much for that. Mr. Leo has asked me to let you know that tomorrow we will be having a Veterans Festival. We will be handing a challenge coin out to each and every veteran that attends, along with start with the Reveille. We'll have the National Anthem, and we'll do taps at the end. So if you can be out tomorrow, come see us. We'll be at Faith Life, about 8th mile down the road, 210, and it starts at 10, and we'll be running through 3. But God bless y'all, and we love the country we serve. Y'all have a great day.
As we get a couple of pictures, we also want to acknowledge that the VFW is here, and they are truly a big portion of our community. So thank you guys too.
Thank you.